Welcome to Fox Valley in Focus. I'm Barb Nadeau, and today we're going to talk with two guests about two great summer festivals in our area. Nikki Diaz is going to talk about Smallville Superfest in the city of Plano, and Mark Gaffino, village trustee for North Aurora, is going to give us all the details of North Aurora Days. We'll get started right after this.
Bye, Janet. It's nice seeing you again. You a good girl. Just let me know what I can do to help.
Well, to help me, she'd have to help every day. Every hour, every ouch, every time my wife calls for help. I mean, maybe she could help me make her lunch. But the crust, all the crust has to be cut off the corners. She could help me run to the doctor for the 5th time this week. Help me with the specialist and the second opinions and the painful paperwork about paperwork. Help me deal with how hard it is seeing my wife's name on so much paperwork. But this is on me. I'm the only one who can do this, like this, for her. Besides,
Take care.
we will. Janet doesn't like her cooking anyway.
Find support for your strength. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community.
Nikki Diaz is our first guest today, and Nikki is the chairman of Smallville Superfest in the city of Plano. Thanks for being here, Nikki.
Thank you for the invite. We really appreciate it.
Well, it's exciting to see because this is a festival that really, it's been going on for how many years? Several years now.
We're on our 7th year.
But it's changing all the time. You have, you're young enough that you can kind of make drastic or mild changes as the years go by and really like beef up your festival.
Oh, of course. You want to do that because you want them to return each year and see something new. So that's why we do that.
I was talking to you the other day, and I think one of the big changes is a little bit of a difference in the theme, and I wanted you to talk about that.
Well, we wanted to keep our Superman theme, but we also wanted to bring in more of the hero type theme, and so that everyone needs a hero to look up to. If it's not a firefighter, a football coach, a Superman, so that's why we did that.
Well, it's fun because Smallville Superfest, of course, Plano was designated Smallville several years ago with the coming out of the Superman Man of Steel movie, and it was fun to see how the city kind of incorporated that idea. And when you get to Superfest, it's not uncommon to see a lot of people dressed up as heroes, and you see people coming out of the woodwork just looking for an avenue, kind of like a little miniature Comic-Con or something, where they get to come and look for their favorite superhero. Now you've really expanded it to say, really, we do need heroes in our lives, and I like that.
Yeah, I think it's really important for what it stands for, the American way. So.
How is your committee working with that theme? What are their plans, or is that still under development?
And there's some developments going on, but we also are incorporating in our 5K for tomorrow's hero. So. Rolf Torres, who is the event coordinator for that, he is bringing in Destiny, Simply Destiny, as a beneficiary of the 5K. We also will be giving a scholarship to one of the students at Plano High School for their continuing education.
It was always a 5K that was a kind of a benefit for a scholarship fund, and it's nice to see that continuing. But tell me a little bit more about your collaboration with Simply Destiny. Now, that's a group out of the city of Aurora.
Correct. It's really important. What it is, it's a teen center type setting, and they teach feelings and emotions out of dance and art. And that's what they want to develop more of an art department for these students that do attend that social
So their centers and their activities.
Yeah.
I've seen the organizers of Simply Destiny speak in public places, and they do an incredible ministry or mission. I don't know if it's ministry is the right word, but they have such a heart for these kids, and they really are building them up in self-esteem, confidence, and ability. And they do a lot of outreach into the neighboring communities. They're not just
Yes.
centered in the city of Aurora, but they're all over. So I think it's wonderful that you're bringing their message of peace and hope and confidence and self-esteem to all the youth of Plano, you know, and bringing them into Plano, and then also helping them. That's
Exactly.
really great.
Yeah, and they're making the awareness of a disease that's, if somebody passes away, that's really brushed under the rug and not spoke about. And so what they're doing is bringing it out to the open, and it shouldn't be something of shame of.
They're doing.
And
They're part
so
of
it's
that
really a
suicide
good-
prevention
Yes.
initiative that's really going
Yes.
across our
Which
communities.
every community deals with.
That's wonderful. Now, you said they're going to be part of the 5K on Sunday. Will they be
Yes.
making an appearance at any other time
Yes,
during
we're hoping for the
festival?
appearance on Saturday that they do some kind of show for us, so we see exactly what they've been doing in their center. And then also, we're hoping that they march in our parade and show us again some other activities that they do.
That's fantastic. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Community involvement is really one of the key parts
Yes.
of, you know, and I want to get talking to you about all the schedule highlights of the festival, but I want to talk a little bit about community support. You're working really closely with the downtown merchants, I know, and then you have a committee that you're pulling together, and I know you're also looking for more committee members. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. We couldn't do this without our merchants on Main Street. They've been very supportive. Cooper's, Office Works, Ivana's Cafe, R&B Surveying. They've just been phenomenal. They come out onto the curb. Cooper's does a bake sale. The bake sale proceeds go to a beautification of Plano. So it's a real strong community network that we have in our downtown.
Oh, it's good to see
Yeah.
it working. And let's take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk about all the events that are going to happen at Smallville Superfest.
Okay, great.
We'll be right back.
Yeehaw.
Llama al 1-888-971-2013 y obtén información para cuidar mejor a quien cuidó de ti.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
We're talking with Nikki Diaz. She's the chairman of Smallville Superfest, and I wanted to hear all of the details about what's going to happen from front to end, you know, and it starts on Thursday night.
Yeah, August 16th.
Okay.
We kick off with our carnival that opens up at 5 o'clock, and then it runs till 10 on Thursday. Also, we will be doing pre-sales for our wristbands, and that's the Mega Pass. It's an all-day, any ride, all day, anytime Mega Pass, and that's available at the City Hall for $50, and that's for all 4 days.
Okay.
So that's a great value. We do wristbands during the times if they select just one day, and there will be 2 different time slots for that. And so that's a really, you know, good thing for the family. If it's a small child and you're only going to come down for one afternoon, that's fine for them to
Then
do
the
that.
wristband's a better
Yeah.
deal. But I like
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that they have an option. They can
Yeah.
come and spend the whole
Yeah.
weekend. So Thursday night, carnival.
Yes.
Then tell us about the weekend, Friday.
Then Friday at 5 p.m. We do our grand opening, and we have the vendors already set up, the food vendors. We will have our stage set up for music, our beer tent. The carnival will be going starting at 5 o'clock. And we'll have an opening ceremony, of course, with a special guest to be announced. Can't tell you. In any regards, so that's, and then it'll close at about 11 o'clock. We did add a new event this year, and it's Movie in the Park, and that will be over by the Purple Park, the Latham Park over there. So
Okay.
that will be nice in the grass area, and right next
Right
to the
there
police
at
department.
Lathrop Park?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that will be a
And that's
nice
on
family event.
Friday?
Friday evening. Yes.
Friday evening,
at
great.
dusk. Yes.
At dusk,
Yes.
okay.
So, and then on Saturday we open up at 10 a.m. The carnival doesn't start until noon, but our vendors start. We will be having some other events and displays and.
I know
so
last
forth.
year you had a lot of things. You had silly contests like
Yes.
kryptonite jello and pancake eating, and you had a villain's jail and some of that stuff. Are you going to have some of those fun and quirky things continuing?
Oh, for sure. We're having the phone booth relay, which is an awesome, fun thing for the families to do. The kryptonite, we had an abundance of kiddos that wanted to do that. So that was really fun this last year. So we're really looking forward to that this year, to have more contestants.
Well, like I said, you're young enough in the festival that you can still do things that you're watching the crowd. What do they like? What don't they like? And then you can bring things back if they're crowd favorites. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I know you had old-fashioned carnival games and that type of thing, in addition to your amusements, your rides.
Right.
You always had the old-fashioned bozo buckets and that kind of thing for the littlest ones.
And that, again, where we bring it into our community and involvement, and our churches and our non-for-profits and city officials will do those booths. So the community gets to know these people, and it works for everyone for that. Yeah, and it's a quarter game and little trinkets, and it's just a fun little old-fashioned game type thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be happening all day on Saturday
Yes,
afternoon.
yes.
Saturday night, anything special?
Actually, on Friday evening too, we're also doing a cruise night. We're bringing that back. We had they had like over 45 or 50 cars last year, so we're hoping for around the same number because we can only house so much too. And that's sponsored by Lyle's Auto. So, and then on Saturday we have a car show too, and that one is sponsored by Crow's Auto.
Okay. Then Saturday night you have entertainment.
Yes. We actually have two headliners. Our one headliner on Friday is Snapshot, and so they'll play around 9 o'clock. I think they come on. We will have other bands playing, but I wanted to talk about the headliners. And then Whiskey Romance on Saturday evening at 9 p.m. too.
Nice,
So, yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And there'll be room that people will like to have a street dance, I'm sure, as,
Oh,
as
yeah.
well,
Yes.
because that's going to bring out dancers.
Either
for sure.
rock and roll or country. Yes.
Mhm, absolutely. Then Sunday's parade day.
Yes, Sunday's parade day, and we also have a headliner then too, and that is Joker's Rival, and so like the parade last year, I was just amazed with, like you had talked about, people in costume and walking around. I had so many entries that we've never had before with people dressing up in costume, and it was really fun. We had a son and father that had. It was really cute. They were identical, but it was really nice to see that.
Now, if people want to get involved in Smallville and they want to be part of the parade, or they want to bring a unit, well, wouldn't that be, whoever wants to come in and be part of it, would you like to hear from them?
Oh,
How do they
sure.
get in touch with you?
What they would do is go onto our website, Smallville Superfest, and it's actually, they could email. It would go directly to me and a couple of the other coordinators, and it goes to info@smallville.com, smallvillesuperfest.com, and it will be addressed from there.
Okay, and you're also on Facebook.
And we're also on Facebook. So
Okay.
Yes.
It's exciting to
Yes.
see, and I can't wait to see all the details come out.
Right.
So good to have you here on the
Thank
show.
you.
And of course, again, that's the weekend of August 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th
Yes.
in the city of Plano. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more right after this.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Mark Gaffino joins us now. He's a trustee with the Village of North Aurora. And Mark, it's great to have you here to talk about your festival, which is really a tradition in North Aurora going over 30 years.
That's correct, yeah. Well, again, thanks for the opportunity to be here and we can share our event, and hopefully we get some of the listeners or the viewers out here to come down and check us out.
Well, it's going to be the first full weekend of August.
Right, the first Friday, yes.
Okay.
First Friday in August. Runs 3 days, basically. And hopefully the weather holds out and we have a great event.
You say that, but your citywide garage sale goes for 3 days, and those garage sale folks, they're serious.
Yeah, they are.
They
That
start
actually
on
starts
Thursday.
on Thursday, so they get a day ahead of everybody else. So you got to get the bargains and get out there and shop.
Now, is that when it's village-wide or community-wide? Do you have any idea how many people open up their garage door and?
I'm going to say we had over maybe 100 different ones, and they can. It's free. They go on the website and register, and then we provide a map and to take with you or view on the web to see the locations.
I think that's a really nice thing because it gets people into. Out into their cars, into your streets, and they get to really just explore North Aurora.
Right, yeah, it's a good way to check our community out and see what other things we have to offer.
And I'm sure they're going to get thirsty and they're going to want to stop and get lunch and maybe something
right.
cold to drink.
Buy some gas and maybe stay around for the events over the weekend. So.
Isn't that what it's all about, though, is really highlighting your community?
Yes, yeah, we're very proud of it. So it's open to the public, and we want everybody to come in and enjoy it and see. And we have great stores, restaurants, so you can visit throughout the year.
So garage sales Thursday. Friday, though, it's really most of North Aurora Days happens on Friday and Saturday, and I know you have some special things that are happening on Sunday as well. So what happens on Friday?
So on Friday, everything takes place at Clock Tower, which is southeast corner of Randall and Oak Street. We have main stage there. It starts at 5 o'clock. We have a beer garden. Entertainment starts at 6:30 and runs through midnight. We have food vendors as well, and sponsor tables and things that are for sale and whatnot. So.
Okay, so you get a lot of the different groups to come in and put out a table. Do you have businesses? Is like
they're
Business
businesses.
Expo?
Yes, Business Expo. They're sponsors, and at a certain level, they get a table. The beer garden is sponsored by the Lions Mothers Club, so all profits and proceeds there go back throughout the village. So
and
it's
that
a
helps
nice
them in their mission to
Yes.
help people in the village. The Business Expo is probably large businesses, and then some of the home businesses as well.
Yes, and it's open to anybody, right? They get a 10 by 10 area and a tent, and so they come in and sell things or just take orders or display what they have.
How do they get information on getting a table there at that
So
expo?
it goes through our website, northaurodays.com, and click on the sponsorship tab, and it'll lead you through the steps to get involved doing that.
Okay, so just keep looking. It's a pretty nice website, and I hadn't thought about sponsorship, but that's where you would go to if you wanted to be a vendor.
Right, correct.
Very good. So do you have any highlighted bands you want to tell us about on Friday night, or is that still a secret?
No. Friday night we have 2 bands, and the first band is Whiskey Romance. It goes 6:30 to 8, and then 8:30 to midnight is Libido Funk Circus. I'll tell you Saturday too, I guess, as well. We have 28 days, same time, 6:30 to 8. Then we have Spasmatics, we'll close it out. Then on Sunday, which is our second year having this party in the park, and it's at the Riverfront Park behind our Village Hall, which is 25 East State Street, we're having a local singer, Ellie Morgan. She'll sing for about an hour. And then we have Simple Band. He'll run from 4 until 6 p.m. And we have margaritas and food trucks and food vendors there as well.
Wow, so you're really mixing it up because you have 2 locations. You said Clock Tower area is for Friday and Saturday, and then you're going to move everything for Sunday. So this is kind of interesting, just that you are going through all the motions to move from one side of the community to another.
Yeah, it's a nice venue, the Riverfront. Just mix it up, gets off the blacktop, and we have a band shell there already, so we just have sound set up, and everything else is pretty much the food trucks roll in, and yeah, so it's just something different. It takes less people. A lot of our volunteers can actually come and enjoy it. It's kind of more of a turnkey versus the Friday, Saturday where we need all hands on deck, I guess, if you will. So
I don't think people realize how much work goes into putting on a festival. This is months of planning and
we meet
a lot
monthly
going
for
on.
the year. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And we have probably 20 chair volunteers that oversee it. It wasn't for them, we wouldn't be having our events. So we're very grateful for that.
Okay, so again, Friday night you're going to be at the Clock Tower Plaza, as you said, corner Oak and Randall. And in addition to just having the vendors out and the music, you have a lot of other people who are involved in this, because you've got the library involved and you've got
The Lions Club, they have a retinopathy screening at the library on Saturday as well. The library has their book sales.
Oh, that's interesting, that the Lions Club is doing not just, trying to make money, but they're actually fulfilling their mission. Their eyesight is one of their big
eyesight,
pushes.
Hearing, so yeah.
Yeah, that's a really nice thing.
It's a free event. I believe it's 9 till noon at our Messenger Library as well on Saturday.
And that's on Saturday. You know what, let's stop here and let's go on with some of the other things that are happening at Clock Tower Plaza on Saturday, and then we'll talk more about moving on to a new location on Sunday, okay? We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more with Mark Gaffino right after this.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for 1. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
We're talking with Mark Gaffino. He's a village trustee and also very instrumental in North Aurora Days. And we've been talking about some of the events that have been happening, Mark, the first week of August, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And you mentioned the library really briefly. They always have their book sale. That's one of my favorites. I just can't get enough of, what's a used book?
Yeah, it's a very well-attended event that they have there, and it generates money for Friends of the Library as well. So.
It's kind of funny, but when you put on a festival, you have to have something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely, and we tried to do that based on volunteers and whatnot, so, but yeah.
One of the things that I think that is really special, though, Friday night you have traditionally had a lighted parade. Will you be having that this year?
Yeah, we'll have the emergency vehicle parade, which I believe starts at 6 o'clock, goes through the village, and then exits down Randall Road. So yeah, there's probably over 100 police cars, fire trucks, antique ones, current ones, local police departments, hobbyists, I guess, people that have them as well. So it's just bring your earplugs because they all have their sirens going. There's a lot of them. So.
Oh, that's a good tip. Then Saturday, you have a lot of different events going on. I know you've got groups that just want to go out and play softball. You've got that going on. But you also have events over at Mooseheart.
Yes, so we kick off the morning with our 5 and 10K run. And you can register as NorthAuroraDays.com as well for that. And that's sponsored by our North Aurora River District Alliance, NORDA. And then we have Touch a Truck and Safe Kid in the parking lot and in the field house there. So it's great for families come and attend. And at the Safe Kids, you can get your children fingerprinted and a picture, and like Delaware Hospital hands out bike helmets, and there's all kinds of safety things that are all free to come.
That's very nice. That's very nice. You have also, you mentioned before, you'll have the vision screening through the Lions, and are you still having things like community breakfasts and different?
Yeah, that's the local church on Oak Street, Crossway Chapel. They're having that in the morning. It's free, so.
Okay, so there's something to do all day leading up
true.
to your highlighted entertainment that night. You had mentioned, though, during the break that you wanted to talk a little bit about your amusements.
So they start at 5 o'clock on Friday, go through about 11. And then Saturday it opens at 2, and from 2 to 6 it's wristbands. It's $15, unlimited rides for your kids. So it seems like pretty good value. So get there early and enjoy.
And it's again right there at the Clock Tower area.
Right. Yep. 75 South Randall Road is the address there.
Okay. Sunday, you are moving everything over to the Riverfront Park and having a party in the park.
Yep. So we thought we'd come up with something. We thought Sunday was a day that everybody is pretty much exhausted that works in the events, but if we could have something that maybe would take less people and still kind of showcase our park, which used to belong to the Park District, and they gave it to us, and we maintain it, and it's ours now. So we can have alcohol in the park, and so we thought something different would be margaritas. So we have about 5 local restaurants from Geneva to Aurora come, and they offer a $5, I believe it's a 12-ounce margarita, their types, and food trucks, and like I said, we have music there, so it's just nice, just different. Get the river there and the trees, and it's shady, and it's just nice area.
Yeah, it's a beautiful park, and it's a great way to celebrate it.
And kind of end the event, as well, kind of close it down.
A little bit
so.
low-key, relaxed, and I say that, but the food trucks really are a big phenomenon, and they bring in the people. Do you have any idea how many food trucks you're going to have, or what type of food?
Yeah, 3 or 4. I don't have that list. I know there'd be hot dogs and some sandwiches. I know we have a couple local non-food trucks will be doing barbecue and brisket and things like that. So we have a kind of a mix. I think Overwise Dairy will be there as well. So they have something for everybody.
Are you still going to have a pet parade down in the park?
Still the pet parade. They moved it back a little bit to not the conflict with 2 o'clock start time of the party in the park. But I believe they meet at 11 o'clock at the corner of State and 31. You can register your pets then. They have over 100 entries, and then they march down across the bridge and to the pavilion, and they have like, the local veterinary handles it, and they have like some different exhibitions of dogs doing things, and they judge, they hand out the trophy. So it's a nice,
it's not
nice
just
event.
A parade; it's actually a little bit of competition.
And they're all dressed up in different outfits, and the pets as well.
So can I just bring my pet on a leash, or do I have to get them
No,
all
you
dressed
can.
up?
There's some that are all dressed up. They bring their fish, snakes, anything, they walk down with them. And
I love those kind of parades.
it's kind of that hometown, simple, but, just nice. You can't kind of make it up, and it's just, that what people are looking for. So that's probably been 35 years or so for that as well.
Well, and I think that's really sweet. I mean, when you get into a festival that's been going on that long, you've got, parents or maybe even grandparents, who are, maybe we're in the first pet parade, and they're going to keep going. And that's the family, feeling. That's that close community feeling that you're really going for. Right.
And like I said, really, the expense is minimal, and it's not very commercialized. It's just, people are proud of their pets, and they bring them down. And
just a sweet community event. So North Aurora Days is going to be August 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Starts early with those garage sales, so get out and explore North Aurora. I think you're going to be really glad you did, because there's an awful lot to see and do there, and you've put together a really nice lineup.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being with us, and that's going to do it for our show today. And thank you so much, and for Fox Valley Television, I'm just proud to be here and glad to be here. I'm Barb Nadeau.